this right here. This is really interesting. I already signed it, so I'll put the link down below if you guys are interested in signing it. It's just strange. I'm like, what is this? It says, oppose the UN Mexico lawsuit to ban guns in America. Stop the United Nations Small Arms Treaty legal assault. Fellow patriot, thank you for signing your CIVIS directivum to the United States Supreme Court. With the sky-high stakes in this court battle, it's vital that every American gun owner understands how close the UN's Small Arms Treaty is to becoming reality in the United States. So, I forgot to, I don't know how to get back to the part where it explains everything. Let me see if I can go back. Okay, it says, Mexico, one of the loudest backers of the United Nations Small Arms Treaty, is hauling Smith & Wesson into United States federal court with the open goal of ending the Second Amendment as we know it. The case, Mexico versus Smith & Wesson, is currently before the Supreme Court after the woke anti-gun lower court judges accepted a brief UN officials and allowed the case to proceed in total defiance of the Supreme Court's Bruin decision. Excuse me. Gun owners cannot afford to lose this case. If a foreign government secures anti-gun ruling in American court, it will open the floodgates for globalist bureaucrats to impose small arms treaty regulations and gun bans on the United States. So, I just think it's very strange. Like, what is this? It's a nightmare is what it is, and I don't know what everybody really thinks about our Second Amendment, but basically it was put in place so that we could defend ourselves against, tyrannical governments, whether it's ours or others. The reason why nobody really invades us, because they have to figure most of us may or may not have one, right? Legal or not. The reality is that people in America have the right to bear arms. So let me know what you think, guys. I just, I think it's very important for us to, and I hope nobody is mad at me for sharing something like this. Yes, I have kids. Yes, I worry that that's, it's a danger, it's a threat. But I teach my kids that that's not something you mess with. And they see, they see on TV everywhere that it's not okay. Like, it's for protection. Let me read the rest of this, and then you guys can let me know what you think about what this says. Globalist gun grabbers at the United Nations see firearms in the hands of law-abiding citizens as a threat to their goal of imposing full-scale socialism around the globe. And, as part of their radical small arms treaty, the United Nations has admitted that they want all firearm transfers to ultimately fall under their approval, and firearms manufacturers to be sued if firearms fall into the wrong hands. And the country of Mexico is a signer of the UN Small Arms Treaty, and Mexico has filed a lawsuit against Smith & Wesson, blaming them for Mexico's failure to control drug cartels. And the Constitution of the United States must be defended against all enemies, foreign and domestic. I urge the U.S. Supreme Court to immediately dismiss Mexico's case and make it clear that no foreign entity will ever have standing to file lawsuits related to our Second Amendment freedoms in U.S. courts. Well, yeah, that makes sense. Like, can Americans take a vote for some other country to lose their right to protect themselves? Like, let's take, I'm kind of scared to say the country's name because I know it'll get flagged. But, the big red country up there in the north, like north of Europe and all of those places. The one starts with an R. Let's say we decided that's kind of like I'm going to sell my neighbor's house. That's the same philosophy. It's just kind of weird. You can't just go to somebody else's country and say, I want to take their whatever's away. Whether, but when we're talking about the Second Amendment and GUN rights, obviously that's the only way we citizens can protect ourselves. Because that's the very thing they always try to attack. A lot of these events, planned operatives, whether we think they're real or not, a lot of them are planned. So it really doesn't matter what we think. It's what they want us to see. And I'm going to end it at that. All right, guys. On my soapbox, I'm going to head to bed now. I hope you guys have a wonderful evening and think about what I said, and not in any bad way or any aggressive way. It's just, we have the right to protect our families no matter what may come. So, have a good night, everyone. Bye-bye.